we're getting this kind of intersection now. These models are moving out into some of the less traditional domains of just pure text and what we call structured data, just spreadsheets of numbers, to these more natural data sets and data formats that we're more comfortable using as humans. In previous generations, what we call good old-fashioned AI, things were very rigid. You had sets of rules that would describe if something happens, then do something else. But really, our modern incarnations of these systems are based very much on at least rudimentarily equivalent models to how brains work. And they're much more flexible. They're able to pull out insights, and we're not quite sure where they come from and how they are interpreting it. This is a big area of research, how to actually understand why these machines are making the decisions that they're making. I think there is also a false narrative around how we think about the interaction of automation and jobs. You'll often hear that for every job taken away by technology, there's something like 1.75 new jobs created. And I'm worried that this is a bit of a false narrative and most generously a short-term narrative. There's a large unemployment rate, particularly across the continent. And the way we're seeing these various technologies make inroads into a number of different industries is potentially concerning. There's no doubt that if you want to stay competitive and you want to improve various business workflows, you need to be embracing this kind of technology. But at the same time, that's clearly in many domains, ranging from coding to a number of the more traditional spaces. And actually coding is important here because we often talk about upskilling people by teaching them to code. But now if we're starting to see the first generation of AI models that are able to do this themselves, then what does that mean for the millions of people that we're desperately throwing into the world of coding to say, no, this is what you need to have a job. This isn't a sustainable way forward. We need to, particularly in the context of COVID, take stock of what this means in terms of everything from work-life balance to general employee happiness, and actually think about our metrics such as GDP, the right things from a human level to be evaluating as a society. Fundamentally, there's the potential to move towards some sort of a post-work type world, or a world where there's an expectation that people are doing less work in their time. That's really something we, as an industry and as a society, should be striving towards. The buzzword today is all about flexibility and being able to adapt different tools. There's new tooling coming out all the time, and if you can find clever ways of utilizing what exists in the marketplace, that really gives you an advantage. I think having that more adaptable mindset is really the top skill you should be pushing for these days.